The only people who don't want to disclose the truth are people with something to hide.
You're not allowed to know anything about Obama's background except what Obama wants you to know and what he's written about. I'll give you an example. Here we have somebody, a nobody really, but Robin Abkarian, writing in the L.A. Slimes. Now that the issue of the president's birth certificate has been laid to rest, mostly, some conservatives are turning their attention to a new obsession, Barack Obama's college transcripts. It's amazing, isn't it? We had to know everything about George W. Bush. His last drink, the last ticket he got, what his grades were, his military record. Dan Rather had to lie about his military record, which got him fired and so on. I mean, it's par for the course except when it comes to Obama. So we're all weird, right? Well, I've always wanted to see the guy's transcripts. If you're going to run for president, if you're going to be a adjunct professor pretending you're a real professor, if you're going to be labeled and encourage the label of the smartest guy to ever be president of the United States, okay, let's see it. Plus his own public writings, his two autobiography. Who writes two autobiographies? Well, that aside, he says that he was basically in a drug-induced stupor for the last 2 years of high school, and I've asked many times, well, how did he get into Occidental? And how did he transfer to Columbia? And how did he get into Harvard? He was a pothead. But we're not allowed to know that. Hey, what are you, birther? Hey, what's wrong with you? Are you Trump? What's wrong with yous? What's wrong with yous? I'm sorry, I don't think we should be removing all this off the table. Don't you people want to know about your president who wants to be reelected? He presents himself for election? I think you do. I do too. But the media are not interested. Well, we know what's going on here, don't we? Of course. I say this. Whatever the hell is transcript, let's just defeat the guy. What do you say? I know he didn't get an A+ in economics. No, not very sharp. I know he didn't get an A+ in accounting or finance. No, not the sharpest. Yeah, he didn't get... I remember they hid John Kerry's records for the longest time. Remember that, Mr. Producer? Then it turns out he got several D's. That's why they were... I mean, I don't think everybody should have to turn over their transcripts. Hey, what's yours? Oh, that's not the point. Point is, he's demanding that Romney turn over 10 years of tax returns. Okay, how about you turn over a couple years of transcripts? No, what are you talking about? That's like a birther. Well, maybe Romney should try the same thing. You want 10 years of tax returns? What are you, birther? And by the way, this birther stuff, let me tell you something. This argument, and I've never been a birther, and I've been attacked by them on the internet, and on phone calls, and all the rest of it. But that said, what's more illogical, the birthers or the Marxist/socialists, that is, the statists? Who's denying what? The birthers are harmless. But Obama is denying the laws of economics. He's denying the Constitution in many respects because that's the nature of his philosophy and his politics. So he's a denier. He's a Constitution denier. He's a capitalism denier. He's a private property rights denier. He's a profit denier. Profit. Right? He's a success denier. A prosperity denier. I'm supposed to get all worked up about the births. Hey, well, they're deniers. Or global warming. Right? Climate change, whatever. Whatever the name is today. Oh, you're a denier. Huh? Denier. No, but we're supporters of capitalism and science and evidence and truth and those sort of things. We're not deniers. We promote information, substance. You're the deniers. You deny man's nature. You deny man his free will and sovereignty and so forth. All right. Darren, Orlando, Florida, disagrees with me, the great WDBO. Go.
Hey, good evening, Mark. I am not a nut job. However, I'm fairly liberal. I voted for this president. But I'm very disturbed to see how he's disrespecting the process, how these people can't even play fair. I just have to ask you, Mark, at what point...
Hold on now. In what respect do you mean? I'm just curious.
Well, I mean, you know, let's just take the elections, the ushering in of Obama. I mean, just look at how those numbers were counted. The votes, a lot of them were suspicious. And I would really like to have an even-handed contest. And I know that this next re-election is going to be more of the same. Now, I'm a liberal, but I believe in a fair system. And I think that when you have people who don't respect the process, that's a big problem.
All right, hold on a second. You say you're a liberal. Why do you not sound like a liberal to me? You're very liberal.
No, fairly liberal.
Fairly liberal.
Yes.
How old are you, sir?
I'm 30 years old.
And are you an American citizen?
Yes, I am. And a veteran.
Can you prove it?
I can definitely prove it. Not long form, short form.
Do you have...
You like that one? No,
Very good. All right. I'm just messing with you, and thank you for your...
The only people who don't want to disclose the truth are people with something to hide.